right, we got another truck that we're gonna do a quick project on. This actually was my PawPaws truck, and it's a 94 Dodge, two-wheel drive, long bed, single cab, 5.2 V8, little automatic. Nothing fancy, nothing special to me, but it's just a little project that we're gonna do a few little things on it. And we already saved you the bore of taking the bed off. I power washed the frame yesterday, sprayed down some simple green with the foam cannon, and all we're gonna do on this thing right now is I plan to take some rust reformer and we're going to shoot the whole frame, make it look like it has a little bit of life left to it, and then going to cut out the factory muffler because it's, for one, all rusted out. This thing has been smoking for a long time, so I'm sure it's just caked with oil inside. And I have a glass pack cherry bomb that's been sitting in the shop for the last 20 years. And it turns out it's the right size, so just gonna cut it out and replace it with that. And as you can see, the frame is stripped and ready for paint. Like I said, we're gonna make it real quick and easy and just put some rust reformer Rust-Oleum on it and leave it. It'll be black. It'll look like it's not just gonna break in two. And then the inside, the driver's seat is completely wore out, and I'll show you that in a little bit, but I can't open the door because I'm too short. And I have looked everywhere. It's got the red interior. I've looked everywhere and I cannot find a red seat cover, well, the replacement cover, for anything other than like 250 bucks. And I really don't want to spend that on this. And also the back is wore out too, and I cannot find that for anything in red. I have tried just getting the cheap gray seat covers off of Amazon, and I was gonna just get some custom seat covers to go over that. Well, those Amazon seat covers, they do not fit worth a shit, and they are loose, so they're just gonna fold up and wrinkle underneath your butt and your back, and I don't care for that. So I'm on the hunt still for some just takeout seats if I can find something, or even a whole parts truck if I can find one cheap enough. So by the end of this video, I'll let you know and show you if we either got it fixed or we didn't. But for now, it's a Redneck Resto. Just going to paint the frame, put a muffler on it. We originally took the bed off because I couldn't get the truck to start. It was just cranking. Never done that before. It usually just busts right off. So I thought, oh, the fuel pump went out because the sending unit has been bad and not shown the correct level of fuel for years. So pulled the bed, put a new fuel pump in it, still nothing. Well, long story short, turned out to be the PCM just happened to go out. So got a new PCM, put that in there, fixed it, no problem. And now it has a new fuel sending unit with new fuel pump, so it'll be nice to be able to read what the fuel actually says. And eventually I'm going to get some of the Krager look-alike wheels. They make them in a gunmetal, and I'm going to put those on here with I'm going to do the staggered style with a little bit bigger, wider rear tire and a little bit smaller, narrower front tire. I don't know, I think it'll look neat. I've never been a huge Dodge fan, but since it was my PawPaws, I just feel compelled to make it look as nice as I can on a budget. So anyway, here we go. I forgot to, it's gonna be the first that my pops and I have ever done, is we're actually going to throw on a lowering kit just on the back, just a shackle lowering kit. It's adjustable from 1 to 2 inches, so we'll probably do the full 2 inches because it does have a big rake to it. And then also I bought new shocks for it because I really don't know how old these are, and this truck feels like a boat going down the road. So we'll replace the shocks, and that way it'll give me a chance to take them out, and that way I can paint the mounts anyway. And over the, let's see, I guess the spring, we actually replaced most of the front suspension components on here. Control arms, tie rod ends, tie rod, pitman arm, ball joints, sway bar bushings and links. And this thing for budget components drives wonderful. I did read the kit that I used had terrible reviews, people saying that they're 20,000 miles in and it already destroyed all the new components, but I am not going to put very many miles on this truck. This truck's going to get driven maybe 100 miles a year. It's more so just for me to be able to refresh the truck and make it look like it's not falling apart anymore. So I'm not too worried about the terrible reviews. I guess if it does shit some parts, well, I'll replace them one at a time next time. But anyway, I'll update if they do fall apart. So we got the lowering shackles put on both sides while I had it out. We put new shocks on it. We got the frame painted down. It's practically restored now. I mean, you know, what a shop charges 30 grand for, we did for $34. So if you need anything restored, let us know. Totally kidding. But it looks better than what we started with. All right, so now we got a aftermarket bumper put on here, and it's a eBay Chinese bumper, and be honest with you, it's a piece of shit, and it came in bent, chrome flaking, and the brackets that it comes with are super flimsy. So we took the old brackets off of the original bumper and it's missing all the nuts for the hardware that it came with. So we took all the hardware and PB blast them because they were all rusty. But we got this on there. We beat it mostly straight. Took some chrome paint and touched up the edges where it was flaking. But just wanted to give my update on this bumper. And also the plastic pads that it came with, the snaps are half broke. So like I said, it's a piece of shit. They ended up refunding me half of my money back. We took the pads off of my original bumper since they were still good, and we're gonna put on here. I'm still looking for a parts truck, so I'm hoping that I can find a parts truck with a good bumper. Otherwise, this bumper is gonna do for now because the other one was actually rotted through. So now we've got it bolted in place, just loose. So here's what our plan for the exhaust is. We have this in here where the factory one was, but I don't want to run the tailpipe all the way back. I want to dump it right about here. So we're going to, instead of weld it, we're just going to clamp it here. And then we're going to use some of this remaining factory pipe, cut off what we need as a stub in here. We'll clamp it here. And then I have a turn down dump that will just weld on the end of this. And then I also got a universal hanger that will just hang from this cross member here straight down to the pipe. Alright, so the exhaust is bolted on. Got a clamp there, clamp here, and then we welded on a hanger. We just used an existing hole here on this cross member and then dumped right there in front of the axle. So don't be afraid to do this yourself. Pretty simple. Here's the first startup with the new muffler.
Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Get the thumbs up from me. Bed is on, just sitting there. We still have to bolt it on, and I am stoked with how it turned out. It lowered the rear about, I think it was like 1 3/4 total. I know filming and pictures don't do justice for everything, but I think that it sets perfect. It still has just a hair of rake in the back, but it'll be just fine. And like I said, I'm gonna put some knockoff Kragers on here that are gunmetal gray, so it should match the truck real close, and then put a little bit fatter tire in the rear, maybe a little bit taller, and then either the same size here in the front or maybe a little bit narrower. I don't know, probably stay with the same factory size there and just change the rear size. But I'll get a better video whenever we get it all done, bolted on, and get it actually out in the open farther so that I can get further away from it. But overall, stance is perfect. All right, so we've got the bed bolted back down. We've got the rear bumper on. The frame is painted. Shocks are on, at least on the back. And I was hoping by now I'd have new wheels and tires for it, but I don't. I'm hoping maybe I can find something for a Black Friday sale. And then also, I'm still wanting to get a bed crane or one of those wheelchair lifts to put in the back of this. And the interior, the seats are toast. So I've been looking for months for seats. Cannot find the red for 94 to 07. Find the base, the seat part of it, the bottom, but it's like 260 bucks, and I don't want to spend that on it. Cannot find the back cover, so I've just been looking for a parts truck, see if I can find covers, seats. Might even venture out and try and look for like Charger or Challenger seats and just modify and make them work. Don't know yet, so we'll get back to that point whenever I can find something. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to buff the bumper, because we had to sand some corners down and hit it with some chrome paint because, like I said, this thing's a piece of shit. And the China bumper, and it got beat up in transit. So I'm going to try and remedy some of that. I'm going to give it a whole bath, and then I'm going to put some wax on it, just see if I can make it look a little better. So anyway, let's jump into it. I think it looks better than it did. By far not perfect. But the other one was starting to rot through. So this one, even though it's Chinese, it looks better than it did. I'm gonna go with it. So I think now gonna wash the truck. It's like 50 degrees out here and I'm a wuss and it's gonna be cold, but I want to go ahead and get it done so that way I can get some wax on it before the sun really comes out and starts baking on it. Saved you guys the agony of watching me buff this entire truck. Not really buff it, but wax this entire truck. Because I am slow as shit. But we're finally on the tailgate. The only thing that I haven't got is the top of the hood, the top of the cab. So I'm on the short side, if you haven't noticed. But we're going to finish up here on the tailgate. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to top coat it with some spray on ceramic spray, if you will. Just give it an extra sheen if it'll help. This wax hasn't hurt the truck. It hasn't worked any miracles because this paint is just, there's no sheen to it. It's like I didn't even use a clear coat. But it'll help. Maybe it'll prolong it a little bit longer. I don't know. entire truck now has been waxed. I just used some McGuire's cleaner wax. I didn't get the top of the cab, top of the door frames, and the top of the hood. I'll have to have Pops help me with that later. But I think it looks better, but it certainly did not work any miracles. Now I'm going to top coat it with some ceramic spray. Most times I would use Mr. Sam's ceramic wax because I really like how it goes on. It comes off real easy and leaves a good sheen. But it's a little more expensive, and so I'm not trying to waste a whole bottle on this. So I'm going the cheap route. All right, y'all, so here is the final product of the paint, wax, ceramic, coat, cover, whatever you want to call it. I think it turned out pretty good for what we had to work with. Like I said, this is prior to doing any wheels or tires. Don't know when that stage will be. But as far as the body goes, I don't think it turned out too bad. So, we'll see what happens next with it. I'll show you the inside real quick, show you what I'm talking about. So, the original seat covers here, I don't know if you can see it. They are duct taped, torn up, tattered, you name it. Passenger seat, not so bad, but that driver's seat is shot. Let me go around there and I'll show you that one. So just so you can imagine what the cover looked like, these are the cushions that are original. I got a new bottom one, can't find the upper one, and I can't find the upper red cover. I can find the bottom red cover, just really expensive. So that's why I'm on the hunt for some aftermarket seats, some seats out of something else, some seats out of a newer truck, some seats out of a Charger, a Challenger. Who knows? Whatever I can find that's in a decent budget is what I'm gonna get and what we're gonna make work. So we'll have a video on that too. I'll let you know what we wind up with. So I was hoping to have had new wheels and tires to be able to finish this video out with, but I went to Discount Tire and the wheels that I want are 3 weeks out. I guess they only had one still available, like one actual wheel, and the rest were actually being produced at the time I went up there to order them. So for now, I'm just gonna post a picture, show you what the wheel's gonna look like. We'll just make this a part 1 video. Part 2, I'm hoping to have seats, I'll have wheels and tires, and I'll also hopefully have the wheelchair lift to go in the bed of the truck, and we'll make another quick video out of all that. But other than that, you saw the truck. I hope you enjoyed. If you got any tips or any suggestions or what we should do next, or some kind of a topic you want me to address next time, let me know. If not, thanks for watching. Glad you made it this far, and we'll see you on the next video.